Okay, so the first quadrant of the unit circle is what we want to work with. This is where we want to work with, right? That we know that we have 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees. We know that in radians, this is 0 radians, right? Over here is pi over 6 radians, then pi over 4 radians, pi over 3 radians, and finally pi over 2 radians. We need to be familiar with those. Okay. Now, in terms of what are going to be the values of the coordinates that go with this, it becomes much easier to set up our table. Right. We can come over here and say, here, let's get our table going. Right. And we know we're going to have the sine of theta and the cosine of theta. We know we're going to have 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees. We know that that goes with 0 radians, pi over 6, pi over 4, pi over 3, and pi over 2. Right? And at 0, we're on the x-axis, so the sine is 0, and then as easy as 1, 2, 3. And then on the y-axis, the sine is 1. And the cosine, right, just go the opposite direction. Right? At the y-axis, the x value is 0, and then as easy as 1, 2, 3. And then down here on the x-axis at 0 degrees, 0 radians, the cosine is 1. Right? And then if we want to get the tangent, ratio, just divide these. 0 divided by 1, 1/2 divided by root 3 over 2, root 2 over 2 divided by root 2 over 2, root 3 over 2 divided by 1/2, 1 divided by 0. Right? And so we can come over here and we can see, hey, what patterns do we see? We recognize that 1/2 and root 3 over 2 are going to be paired up. 0 and 1 are going to be paired up. Root 2 over 2 and root 2 over 2 are going to be paired up. Okay? In terms of tricks, don't worry about the square root trick. Understand how to build this. Understand what numbers go together. And of course, the tangent is simply sine divided by cosine, because the tangent is y divided by x, and y we understand is a sine, and x we understand is the cosine. Okay? Very, very important.